Hello, guys. Happy Tuesday. It is August the 25th, 2020, and it's Miss Bland, and we're back for Tuesday. I'm excited. It's Tuesday. It's a brand new day. It's even Mr. Bland's birthday. So it's a good day. It's a good day. And so smile. It's already Tuesday. We're almost there, and we didn't even know it. Roll call. Remember at the end of the video, whatever it asks for, that mom and dad get it to Miss Bland by the end of the day so I can go in and fix your attendance. So everyone will know you're here. So attention, attention. Roll call is always important. Social and emotional this week is week 2. We're dealing with rules. So let's think about rules. First, let's talk about how you feel. Up in the corner at the top of your paper, draw me an emoji for how you feel. If you know how to write the word that describes your emoji, write that as well. Virtual classroom rules. Remember, right now you're watching the video, so we don't really have to worry about as much of the rule part. The biggest ones, of course, will act like you're at school. Sit up in your chair, don't lay down and take a nap on me. And always listen. Listen to your directions and listen to what you need to do in your packet and your notebook. So the objective says we're going to teach you about some rules are inflexible and how rules are important. So it's important that we have rules. Why are rules important? Why do we have rules? Well, we have rules to keep everyone safe. We have rules so we keep order so that things go. If everybody went down the road on the way they wanted to go instead of on the side that the rules tell us, we would all run into each other. Sort of like we're doing now in the grocery store with those arrows. But rules are important. They teach us that we have to keep things in order and do them correctly. That's important too. What would happen if we did not have any rules? Oh my. I want you to pause and talk with mom or dad or Nima or grandma, whoever you're with, and tell them something that you think would happen if we didn't have a rule. If everyone talked at the same time, would we hear anybody? Probably not. So that's why rules are important. It's okay. Empress is visiting me today, so if you hear me stop, I'm probably talking to her. Our affirmation. Every day this week, I want you to say this with or after me. I am enough. I get better every single day. I am an amazing person. I am enough. I get better every single day, and I'm an amazing person. And this comes from Ms. Vester, and so every kid at Bailey is saying it this week, and doesn't that make us all so amazing? Because each of you are so amazing. Your orange packet looks like mine, except mine is not orange, but this one is. Your orange packet looks like mine. And on it, just a couple things I want to make sure everybody knows as we go through the week. If you jumped on yesterday, I went over some of them, but I'll go over some more. Of course, your Zooms are at the top in case you don't know where they are. In this circle right here, we have our spelling words, our letterland words for the week. You have 12 words that you should be able to spell with no help by Friday. We're going to talk about how we're going to handle spelling tests a little differently, but I need to make sure you're studying them every day. Aside from that, you have vocabulary words. Our vocabulary test will be on Friday as well, and that's a little different than what you may be used to. So I need you to make sure you know the word and the definition. You don't have to spell the word. Good job. You don't have to spell the word, but you do have to be able to know the definition of the word. Our story for this week is Little Flap. You read it yesterday, and we'll read it every day this week. So make sure you're ready for Little Flap's test on Friday too. Our genre is fantasy. You'll need to know what a fantasy is. And this part at the bottom is real important for mom and dad. So make sure mom and dad have seen the section at the bottom. It tells them that on Friday, you're going to get 3 links to 3 different tests. And your job is going to be to take those 3 tests and complete them. So it's real important that mom and dad see the bottom. So make sure you see it. And this is just a cute little reminder that packets have to be turned in. Awesome job to everyone that came on Friday or met me over the weekend to turn in their packet or pick up your new one. You guys rock. Moms and dads, hopefully we'll get to the point that we'll do 2 weeks. We're just trying to figure out how long it's going to be with the hotspot issues and all, because 2nd grade is technically supposed to be virtual. So packets are going to slowly disappear. But until everyone has what they need, device-wise, as well as internet service, at least in some form, I'm not going to go full virtual. I am going to start weaning it in because the kids need to practice it, but we will not go full gamut until I think everyone is at least as covered as we can possibly be. I guess that's the best way to say it. All right, let's move on. Letterland. Remember our Letterland sounds and words. We hear them in words as our letters. We hear the sounds and words as we spell. You have 12 new Letterland words for this week, and those Letterland words deal with those sounds that you're very familiar with. Repeat your words after me. He, so, she, plot, belt, shop, help, sock, shelf, neck, clock, nest. These are your 12 words for this week. Pause here and say those words again out loud. Try to spell them with your eyes closed. We'll see how you do. Thanks for spelling those words. And now we're back. Today's activity for Letterland deals with putting your words in alphabetical order. Sometimes we call that ABC order, because we're putting them in the same letter of those alphabets that we see at the bottom of the page. So when we look at the alphabetical order, we have several rules. The first one is called the first letter rule, which means we look at the first letter in every word and we put them in alphabetical order. Not right now. We put them, go get it. We put them in alphabetical order based upon the beginning letter. We put them in alphabetical order based upon the letter. So I'm going to look at the first letter in all of my words. Yeah, get it. When I look at my words, the first word I see that has that letter is the letter B. I didn't have an A word, so I can't write a word I don't have. So I do see the letter B. So belt would be my first word. So if belt is my first word, I'm going to write that beside number 1 because it started with the B. On to the next letter. My next letter in the alphabet is the letter C. I look for words that begin with the letter C. I see 1, clock. So clock would be word number 2. You may write number 2 as clock. Number 3, my next letter is a D. No D words. What about E? No E words either. Bring it here. And then there's F. Don't see an F word. What about G? No G. Then there's H. Oh, I have an H word. So H would be my next letter. Now, then if you happen to get down to those wonderful S's, oh my goodness, there are 5 of them. You're going to have to go to your second letter rule. But guess what? Then you're going to be down to 3 of them that are SH. So you got to go to your third letter rule. And oh my goodness, on the third letter rule, I'm still going to have she and shelf. So I've got to go to the 4th letter rule. So be careful with your ABC order. You may pause here to complete it, or you may complete it on the end. Find that reading book. It's time to read. That's enough, Miss Ma'am. Turn with me to page 18. On page 18, we start our new story for this week, and we know that our essential question deals with how do friends depend on each other? Depending on your friends is awesome. These friends look like they have a map. When you have a map, you're usually trying to go somewhere or get home from somewhere. So it looks like they're trying to do that. And they're using a magnifying glass to look at their map, but they're doing it together. They depend on each other. Maybe one little girl knows something about the map that the other little girl doesn't know. Either way, they're using their friendship to help them complete a task. We have to help our friends, and our friends are here to help us. There's a review of your 8 words. Remember, these 8 words will be found in our story, and they will be tested by Ms. Bland on Friday. Actions, afraid, depend, nervously, peered, perfectly, rescue, secret. Whenever we have those words, we see them in our story. They're going to be in yellow boxes, just like they are on this page. Look for those words carefully and be ready to find them. It's going to be necessary in just a moment. There's our definitions. Actions are things that someone or something does. It's a movement, something that you do. Unafraid is just being scared of something. I don't know how I feel about that. When you depend on someone, you count on them. If you're nervous, you're a little fearful and a lot restless. When you peered, you look hard at something. Maybe I look over my hands or between my fingers. Perfectly is the best possible way. That's enough. Rescue is to save something or someone from danger, and a secret. It's private. It's something that is not known. And our story is going to be a fantasy, which means there's going to be parts in our story that have facts and characters that are imaginary, the events that cannot happen in real life. And most often, the one that really sets it out is that the character, the animals, are usually talking. That makes a huge difference because we don't want our dog or cat to walk up to us and say, hey, how was school today? Nobody's dog and cat wants them to talk. Fantasies break the rules of what we know. That they do. You look on the bookcase, it says, never let a unicorn scribble. We don't even tend to let unicorns draw. We don't even tend to see unicorns in real. So all of that's super important. Now, visualizing. When you visualize, you use the words or pictures from a story in your mind to help you better understand the story. So we want to be able to understand our story better. When we understand our story better, we know more about the story. And we're already going to talk about retelling and key details. Retelling a story is very important. We want to be able to retell it the best we can. So we meet Little Flap. That was the title of our story. Meet me on page 22. On page 22, we find the story of Little Flap. Little Flap learns to fly. Our essential question has popped up again. How do friends depend on each other? Learn how Little Flap depends on his friends. Little Flap was happily living in his nest. His friends, Fluff and Tuff, lived in the nest next to him. Each morning they sang songs together. Their parents brought them worms to eat. One day Fluff asked, can we get our own worms? Tuff said, you can if you learn to fly. Fluff said, yes, let's learn to fly. It's always important to learn to fly. If you're a bird, learning to fly is huge. It's almost like when we think about learning to walk as an adult, as a human, when we're learning how to fly, it's important for them to do to become bigger. We must do the same thing when it comes to being a human, and we learn to walk. Read page 24 and 25 for yourself or out loud to your mom and dad. Pause here to do so. Page 26. The three birds stood together on the branch. They counted 1, 2, 3. They flapped their wings and jumped. Little Flap lifted into the air. You're right, you're flying just right, said Fluff. You're flying perfectly, said Tuff. All three little birds landed in a patch of soft green grass. Little Flap said, now I know I can always depend on you, Fluff and Tuff. You are my friends. Then he found a big juicy worm and shared it with his friends. Now Little Flap likes flying. So you've got some questions. You should find this page inside your packet, and it should have today's date at the top. The question, first question, what kind of friends are Tuff and Fluff? Tell me, what kind of friends are they? Good friends, bad friends, amazing friends, terrible, stinky friends? Let me know. Pause here to answer. Oh, one thing before you turn. It says supported with evidence. That text evidence is important. How did you know that? What in the story told you? Maybe if you use the sentence from the story, that's a great way to cover your text evidence. Then we've got supporting details. You can depend on Fluff and me. If you fall, we will rescue you. Tell me one more thing that happened that let us know the theme of our story. Miss Bland's going to go ahead and tell you the theme of our story, It's talking about being good friends. So what's one more thing, one more detail, one more text evidence event that would make us understand how they were good friends? Pause here to answer. Author's purpose is why the man wrote the book, why the lady wrote the book, why the kid wrote the book, because kids can write books too. Whoever wrote the book, the author's purpose is why that person wrote it. And it usually goes with pie. No, not the pie that you eat, just the letters in the word pie. Persuade, they want you to do something. So did this book make you want to go out and decide to try to be a bird and climb a tree and fly? I hope not. Did this inform? That's the I. Did it tell you facts about birds and beautiful places to find them? No, not really that either. And then there's E. E is entertain. Did it entertain you? Did it make you giggle? And did you feel glad for a little clap and want to cheer him on? Then I would say it's entertain. Choose which letter you think it is and tell me why. Write your answer on this line. Pause here to complete. Now, back in your story, you're looking for some words. Inflection endings are added to the end of root words. Examples: S, ES, ED, and ING. Finding these words with inflected endings and list them in the correct column. You only need to go in your story and find one word to go in each box. Good luck. Happy hunting. Pause here to get your book out and complete. It's break time. If you need a little break, this is your chance to stand up and take one. Shake out your wiggles, move around, use the bathroom, or even get a snack. Do whatever you need. Now, if you decide to push through, then let's keep going. It's math time. We're in Eureka Math. That's our new math curriculum. So we have brand new math books that you haven't seen before. And today we're still on lesson 1, and it's part 2 of that lesson. And we're going to practice making 10s and adding to 10. So let's talk about say 10. If I say 10 plus and a number, you should be able to quickly tell me the answer because you know your 10s. And as long as you know your 10s, adding should be a breeze. Let's try. 10 plus 1. Oh, Miss Bland, that's not hard. 10 plus 1 is 11. 10 plus 3. What's the answer? 13. Good job. 10 plus 5. Very good. 10 plus 5. What is the answer to 10 plus 5? 15. 10 plus 5 is 15. Very good. Let's try another. 10 plus 8. What is 10 plus 8? I hope you said 18. Very good. 10 plus 4. What is the answer to 10 plus 4? I hope you said 14. Good job. 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. I hope you said 12. 10 plus 9. I hope you said a little bit louder. One more time. 19. Very good. So in your packet, you should have a sprint. Your sprint page should look like Miss Bland's. I'm going to go to my packet and I'm going to go to day 2. And this is the page I just did. This is the page I just did. So I'm going to turn that page. And when I turn it, I should see a sprint. Should have a B in the corner. Trying to get on the screen. Should have a B. Where's the B? It's in the corner. You should have one. Letter B. Okay, so you have 1 minute. This is what's going to happen. I want you to put it face down so you can't see it. Lay it face down. Face down. Face down. Nobody look at it. Face down. Face down. Now, when the timer starts, you will have 1 minute. In that 1 minute time, I want you to answer as many of these problems as you can. If you come to a problem that you don't know, skip it. But don't waste your time. On your mark, go.
I don't want to go.
The kids are writing. Is it
My birthday. Oh, sorry. Mommy, like this. No, that way. That. That. No, that. This.
All right, guys, 27 seconds. Do as many as you can. Skip it if you don't know and go to the next one. Do as many as you can do. You are working so hard and it's amazing. 15 seconds. Let me see what you got. Make them count. Make those 15 seconds count. Try your best. Oh, we're down to 8 seconds. Do your best for 8 more seconds. How many can you answer in 3 more seconds? Oh my goodness, we're at 0. Please make sure you stop. Now, Ms. Bland is trusting that you're not going to keep going, that you are going to stop here and not do any more. That's what I need. All right, number bonds. Number bonds are a part of math. And when we talk about number bonds, we talk about those numbers we put together to make a bond. Let's talk a little bit about them. Good review is always good for Ms. Bland and you.
Today we're going to continue with our learning goal of practicing to make 10 and adding to 10 by talking about pairs to 10 with number bonds. So 10 is our magic number, and we're going to use number bonds to be able to come up with the other parts that add up to make the 10. So I'll show you a number bond just like the one you see. Then you tell me the missing part to make 10. So if I have 10 as the total, and we have 5 as one of the parts, 5 plus what equals 10?
All right, guys, what is it? Shout your answer loud and proud.
Yeah, 5. Good job, bud.
If you got it right, pat yourself on the back. Good job, me. Look at this one, 10 and 3. What's my missing number? Fill it in your mind and...
So what's the missing part of this one? With 10 is the total and 3 is one of the addition facts.
I sure hope you said 7.
7. Good job. 10 and 1.
Too easy. You should know your 10 and 1. What's that missing number?
1 plus what equals 10? 9. Good job. All right, 10 and 6. What's going to be my missing part to my number bond?
All right, guys, look at 10 and 6. What's my missing number? You should know these. Those 10 facts should go off your mind. Boom, boom, boom.
4. You got it. About 10 and 10 was my missing piece with
Ooh, think about that one. It's a little tricky, but you can do it.
that. Yeah, 0. That was almost too easy. It makes you think a little bit too much. Like, oh, there has to be something Mrs. Walker is tricking me about. But nope. 0 plus 10 equals 10. How about 10 and 8?
What number's missing?
2. Good
I
job.
hope you said
2
2.
plus 8 equals 10.
So that's a reminder of our number bonds. It's the way we use them. Yesterday, you saw some number bonds. We talked about 10 and 4. What would be my missing number? I have 10. I take away 4. I'm left with 6. The missing part is 6. If I have 10 and I take away 5, I still have 5. So 10's missing number is 5. That's the missing part. If I have 10 and I take away 7, I'm left with 3. 3 was my missing part. If I have 10 and nothing goes away, I still have 10. That's important to remember. So on the same page as you did your ABC order, would you draw a line for me? Because we're going to do a very quick problem at the bottom of the page. Pause here if you need time. All right, you're going to choose one. You can either do 10 and 8 or 10 and 1. Both of them are super simple if you remember the rules. So choose one and draw that number bond at the bottom of your page on the notebook. Only draw one. You do not have to draw them both. All right, so we talked about fact families and that all those 3 numbers we make on the bonds equal a fact family that makes 4 problems. 2 are addition, 2 are subtraction. We looked at a few. 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1 plus 9 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 minus 1, that's 9. And 10 minus 9 is 1. So my number bond would have a 10 at the top because it's my largest number, a 1 and a 9. Think about how this one would look and discuss it with yourself or with mom or dad. Pause here to do that. Now, I want you to write the fact family for the one that you chose. So there was 2 options that you wrote down here. Pick whichever one you drew and write the fact family, the 4 math problems that go with the one you chose. So now it's your turn for some you do. I need to know what you know. So we're going to see how well you know it. In your packet, you're looking at your sprint. If you'll just flip it over, you're going to find some really cute number bond books. It says fill in the numbers. The big bug circle is the whole number. So we've got 10, and there's a missing part. We had 10, and we know that there's 9. So I know my missing part is probably 1. So do this for each of these independently and record your answer. I will be counting this, so moms and dads, please don't do it for them. Awesome. If you're back unpausing my video, then that means you're ready for your debrief and you're almost ready for the end of our day. Our debrief, we're going to have 2 things. We have to make sure we have an exit ticket, and at the bottom of the exit ticket is where we're going to put the debrief. If you'll write the word debrief, find this page in your packet. It looks like this. Your exit ticket is at the top, but we're going to use the bottom. Down at the bottom, if you'd write the word debrief for me, it's right here. DEBRIEF, debrief. You will put debrief at the bottom of your paper. Bottom right here. DEBRIEF. Do you have a favorite math fact and why? Ms. Blaine is going to clue you in her favorite math fact. I actually have 2. Well, I really have 3 because I just used the same 2 numbers all the math ways. So 12 plus 12 is 24. 12 minus 12 is 0. 12 times 12 is 144. 12 minus 12 is 0. 12 is my favorite number. Ms. Bland was born on 12/12. So 12 is my favorite number. So my favorite math equation that I would draw at the bottom of mine would be 12 plus 12, 12 minus 12, or 12 times 12, because those are my favorites. Draw that down here now. Choose your favorite math problem. It might be 100 plus 200. Ooh, $300 would be nice. So you can write that there. Your choice. Do that now or wait till the end. All right, and then of course at the top, you got an exit ticket. If we were at school and it was time to go to specials or to change subjects or go to the bathroom, an exit ticket says, hey, Ms. Bland, I understand what we did today and I'm ready to move on. So I need to see what you know. So your exit ticket is at the top of the same packet page that we just wrote on. And you are going to complete the number bond and the fact family for each of those, as well as the 3 subtraction problems that are at the bottom. Take your time and do your best. You may pause here or you can finish the video and come back. We're growing gradually. Guys, you know that we're headed to virtual learning at some point until we can get everybody situated with devices and everything that they need, hotspots. We are trying to go kind of a mixed packet virtual thing. So Google Forms and Seesaw will be the 2 ways we're going to use first. So this week we're going to mainly focus on the Google Forms. I may send the Seesaw for Thursday, depending on a lot of other factors. But if you will, stay tuned for a practice video. I'm going to show you about logging on and making sure the kid knows how to use it, just in case you're not their parents when we do our lessons. All right, so Tuesday, one of the ways we're preparing for our virtual is that we're doing these practice online assignments. I am giving participation grades, but I'm not giving grade grades. But I would love for you to try them so that there's no surprises when we do go virtual. So Monday had an activity. You can still find it. It's going to be there all week. And then Tuesday's activity is already out and ready to go. It's work time. Anything you haven't finished, you may pause here and finish it, or you can wait for the announcements and then do it on the end. Make sure you visit the Bailey Specials Weebly page and make sure you take the time to complete whatever they are looking for. It's very important that we keep our special teachers in the loop about what's going on around here. Come back at 12. We're going to talk about some math and numbers. Excuse me. We're going to talk about some math and number review. I'm so sorry. We're going to talk about some math and number review, and we're also going to talk about the fluency checks that are going to start next week. So it's real important that you make sure that if your child is struggling with fluency, the afternoons is the place to be. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. But before you go to sleep or run outside to play, remember attendance is super important. So before you go, give whatever you worked on to mom, dad, Nima, grandpa, and have them upload it and send it to me so that I won't be responsible for losing money. Now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how good you are. Let's talk about how great you are. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Awesome. Air hugs and kisses. I hope it was a great day. Thanks for doing such an amazing job. And I'll be right here tomorrow. So tomorrow, same time, same place, even the same YouTube channel. Who knew I'd be a YouTuber? The afternoon session of these particular people are the people of this lovely class. And if you're coming back for the afternoon session, we're going to go over that fluency again, and I'm going to have these 3 passages. Yes, if you watched yesterday's video, these are the same 3 passages, and I need you to make sure that we are proficient. That's a big 2nd grade word. Proficient means we understand them. So practice these 3. These are not the 3 I will test you on next week. So there will be new ones. They're called cold reads. They're cold when you're trying to read them. So these are practice ones. You can practice these now, or you can practice these later. But they are practice passages, but the real ones are coming. And it's good to have practice before you have questions and other things to answer. A good way to practice would be have yourself answer questions. Think of questions that Miss Bland would ask you, and ask them to yourself or your dog. We might just know. Miss Bland, let's talk about how awesome you are. Let's talk about it. 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 So, thank you for an amazing day. Thank you for being the wonderful, sweet 2nd graders that I know each of you are. Hopefully, you're watching this video by choice and not by Zoom force because it wouldn't work for us. I'm super awesomely proud of everything that you guys are doing. I'm so thankful that you're hanging in there with me, and I cannot wait to squeeze you. Have a great, great, great night. Be amazing, be kind, be loving. Follow the rules. That's SEL for this week. And Ms. Bland will see you tomorrow, hopefully with a working computer. That is my hope and goal and prayer, that Zoom is doing everything Zoom should be doing. I am fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed, everything, that Zoom will be working. So have a great night, and I will see each of you screen to screen real soon.